Judge Andrew Napolitano, senior judicial analyst. Sir.
Where to start? So there are two kinds of pardons. There is a pardon that relieves a person of the burden of a specific crime, and there's the broad form. Obviously, this is the broad form. The most famous one you mentioned was President Ford pardoning Richard Nixon, President Nixon, for any crime he committed or may have committed.
That they didn't know about yet.
Known or unknown. Yeah. So that's exactly what this covers. Why would he have done this now? Tip of the iceberg. With Pam Bondi, with Kash Patel, and with President-elect Trump threatening to prosecute people who persecuted him, expect Joe Biden to pardon those people now, which would bar the Trump administration from prosecuting them. Now, how does this benefit Joe Biden that he pardoned his son? It may actually hurt Joe Biden.
I'm here for this. Tell me.
Okay, because when you're brought before a congressional committee and asked a question about your behavior, and it has anything to do with a crime, you have the Fifth Amendment right to not to answer.
Right.
But if you've been pardoned of every crime under the sun, as Hunter has, you don't have that Fifth Amendment right.
Ooh.
So they can ask Hunter under oath questions about the father. And he will be compelled to answer those questions because he gave up his Fifth Amendment right when he accepted the pardon, which he accepted last night.
And they could hold him in contempt for,
and incarcerate him for his failure to answer questions about himself. I told you I had some good news for you.
Thank you, Judge.
For failure to answer questions about himself, or failure to answer questions about the father, or failure to answer questions about others who may have been pardoned. Now, can he be prosecuted for lying or for failing to answer questions under oath? Yes.
Well, there you go. That's huge. But here's the other thing, too, is, Adam Schiff said something shocking in 2018 about presidents pardoning people, especially in their family. Roll this.
So the president's pardon of Scooter Libby, Congressman, has inspired you to propose new legislation. What exactly would it do?
What it would do is say that in the event the president pardons anyone in an investigation in which the president is a witness, a subject, or the target, those investigative files will all be turned over to the Congress. The Congress ought to know whether the president is using the pardon power to obstruct justice.
Wow.
Well, the pardon power is what's called full, free, and absolute. He doesn't have to ask anybody for permission, and he doesn't have to justify what he's done. Bill Clinton famously pardoned his half-brother, Roger, who had been convicted of selling cocaine to undercover FBI agents. Yeah. You and I have a problem with the FBI creating stings, but in that era, it was a legitimate prosecution. Roger was convicted. His half-brother Bill pardoned him. So there is somewhat of a precedent for that.
Yeah.
Congress can't interfere.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.